Bill Gates is one of the most hated people of all time. Why?
Bill Gates thinks of himself as God, in control of the solar system. Scientists are testing that technology by spewing calcium carbonate dust into the atmosphere.
Bill Gates is backing the first high-altitude experiment of one radical climate change solution, creating a massive chemical cloud that could cool the Earth. It's called solar geo-engineering, and it's highly controversial.
Bill Gates admitted to having affairs. He has admitted that meeting Epstein was a major error in judgment. What he has not admitted to are the more explosive claims found in Epstein-linked communications. For nearly 20 years, Bill Gates was the richest person in the world. Not just rich, untouchably rich. He received an honorary knighthood from the British Crown. He was awarded the Presidential Medal of Freedom by Barack Obama. Bill Gates was not just a tech mogul, he was the blueprint for the good billionaire. Then came the pandemic.
The central planners imposed a fake pandemic. People like Jeffrey Epstein were involved as early as 2017 in setting up the scheme of this great pandemic for some investors to make a fortune, such as Bill Gates. Epstein and Bill Gates discussed, matter of public record, of how to get rid of the poor people. The centralization of power into fewer hands is not a good trend.
When COVID hit, he was suddenly everywhere. Interviews, panels, global health discussions, funding vaccine research. He was treated by many as a de facto authority on public health. By 2021, the image Gates had carefully constructed over decades was already beginning to crack. A New York Times investigation found that Gates met with Epstein multiple times beginning in 2011. That was years after Epstein had already been convicted in 2008 for soliciting prostitution from a minor and was required to register as a sex offender.
And, I've said I regretted having those dinners, and there's absolutely nothing new on that.
But when you combine that admission with the resurfaced in emails that Epstein reportedly drafted to himself in July 2013, he claimed that he helped Gates obtain medication following encounters with Russian women and that he assisted in facilitating certain affairs. In another message, Epstein wrote that Gates requested deletion of emails referencing an alleged STD and asked for antibiotics that could be discreetly given to Melinda. These claims originate from Epstein's communications and have not been publicly confirmed by Gates in 1998, when Bill Gates and Microsoft were accused of violating antitrust and monopoly regulations. Gates was required to testify in court, and the case drew significant public attention. Beyond media involvement, the Gates Foundation has also played a major financial role in global health policy.
His foundation effectively privatizing multiple international health organizations. Aside from the US and China, the Gates Foundation is the top financial contributor to the World Health Organization. These contributions allow Gates to have unprecedented influence over public health discussions and decisions. 2021, Bill Gates has become the largest agricultural landowner in America, owning over 269,000 acres. Gates has been silently acquiring farmland in many different states and holding that property in a wide network of shell companies through a subsidiary, Cascade Investment LLC. Mind you, he was doing this during the recession of coronavirus, when everyone was shut up in the houses. When the economy plummeted, Bill Gates then bought up this cheaper land. Now obviously Bill Gates didn't want his name anywhere near these purchases, because if people realized the biggest proponents of lockdowns was then using this to profit, Gates would then receive a flurry of negative attention. So Gates has been trying to keep this as quiet as possible. The tech oligarch has also co-financed many different kinds of genetically modified food experiments, and is a big purporter of synthetic and artificial meat. Gates believing that we should switch to these alternatives entirely.
What's called artificial meat. And so you have people like Impossible or Beyond Meat, both of which I invested in.
Notably, Gates' farmland acquisitions accelerated around 2011, which is the same period when his meetings with Epstein reportedly began, well after Epstein's 2008 conviction. Gates' connection to Epstein was also reportedly one of the factors that contributed to the breakdown of his marriage. The situation stops looking like a simple lapse in judgment, and that is where this story shifts from reputation damage to legacy damage. The broader narrative is not simply about one meeting, one scandal, or one divorce. It is about how power, influence, reputation, and legacy intersect over time. Bill Gates spent decades building the image of a visionary technologist turned global philanthropist. But legacy is not determined solely by charitable giving or corporate success. It is shaped by associations, decisions, and public accountability.
Sad. Just unbelievable sadness.